guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Terry.
Welcome back to another episode in our Forest to Farm series here on Survival Dispatch. Today we are proud to start off a partnership with Husqvarna. We're bringing you guys a 7-part series on PPE, personal protective equipment, and proper chainsaw operation. And you know, up to this point we've been doing a ton of chainsaw work, and it's very important to have proper safety gear.
Definitely.
We didn't start out with it.
No, we didn't. You know, we came out with a F-150 and a
chainsaw.
Husqvarna chainsaw, and that was it.
That's what we started with.
Yeah, and we said, well, let's get some hard hats, because if something drops on our heads, we're pretty hard-headed, but...
We were a couple of hillbillies in the woods with a chainsaw, and it was dangerous.
And I think I had sunglasses on at the time, some of them aviator mirror sunglasses, and a hard hat.
He thought he was cool.
Yeah, I was cool. What are you talking about?
But that's that's all in the past. If you look back at our older videos, a lot of the time we didn't have on proper safety gear just because we didn't have it. And
looking back, it would have been smart to get it. I've known 2 people personally that cut wood their entire lives. One guy put a chainsaw right down the middle of his face, laid his nose all the way through to his gums, and ripped 2 front teeth out. The other guy laid it down to the bone across his leg, and he cut wood his entire life, pulpwood and whatnot.
It's an extremely dangerous thing to be doing.
Yeah.
So it's worth that investment. Yeah, the saw is a big investment, but then that PPE can add up very quickly to the price of that saw or more, depending on what you buy, but it's worth every penny.
Definitely.
You don't want to be severely injured or maimed for life, or have to go through all that recovery time and cost of fixing yourself. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, pain and suffering is rough.
Yeah, it is. But we're going to be talking with Scott Martin for this series, his local Husqvarna rep, and super knowledgeable guy.
He is amazing. I couldn't believe it. He obviously loves what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows his job very well. He gave us some really important pointers that...
We learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, working around this stuff for the last several years, you know, some of the details you just don't think about that he brought up. And it's like, well, I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah, you know. So it's some good stuff. Yeah,
there's a lot of great information in this series, guys, and I hope you find benefit in what we're doing here. We're going to try to cover a lot of different stuff with Husqvarna throughout this series and hopefully future series, and hopefully it makes you better informed when you go to buy your own equipment, because you know there's so much misinformation on the internet. If you talk to Joe and Bob and everybody recommends this or that, you know, yes, this is Husqvarna equipment we're going to be talking about, but the same basics apply to any brand out there. You know,
any brand that's following the safety standards,
right? And common protocol. You know, it's going to be the same standards. So this is a good basis to build your information base off of, and hopefully go out there better informed when you buy your equipment.
Same or better standards. Some people probably exceed it. You know.
Oh yeah, but it's we love Husqvarna, so we reached out to them, and this is I think a really good series for you guys. I hope you enjoy it.
And this is on personal protection. There's 7 videos that you'll see. This is the first of 7.
Yep.
And then there's going to be other stuff in the future that'll be aside from this. But
we've got a lot more we're going to cover in the future as well, but this is just starting it off, because this is where we're at in our series, is working trees, and you need to be protected.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough here. We're going to head out to the property and get talking with Scott. Hope you guys enjoy this.
Enjoy.
Hey guys, Brian here with Forest Farm Project. Today we're here with Scott Martin from Husqvarna, and he's going to be taking us through some PPE.
Hey, Scott Martin here with Husqvarna, territory manager for upstate South Carolina. Been with the company for about 25 years, and just here to show some knowledge on some PPE products.
All right. Well, today it looks like we're going to be getting started with Chaps first off. So what do you have to tell us?
Great. So Chaps, probably the most important aspect of what you can utilize when it comes to personal protective equipment. A lot of different chaps are available for different applications. You have consumer chaps for consumer saws, and then you have professional chaps really designed for professional chainsaws. And that distinction is very important to know, because there are certain ANSI regulations that are built into professional chaps that you wouldn't have in consumer chaps, because of the power that professional saws would bring.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's very important to know that consumer chaps, consumer saw, professional chaps, professional saw. With that being said, we've got a variety of different pieces here that we want to kind of go through. And first off, right here on your right hand, these are our just apron chaps. And they're apron chaps because they attach around your waist like an apron would, and you can see that they have the enclosures that go around the thigh and the calf, and these are straight up and down. So basically, when you put the chap on, you're covering around 2/3 of your leg, thigh all the way down to your ankle. These are great chaps. They work very efficiently, but I'll tell you, from that point right there, the next progression would be the wrap chap. And the wrap chap is a great professional chap, and let's see, Brian, if you could, let's hold
Yeah.
this up. You can see how this flares off right here. The reason it does that is this is called a full wrap chap. When this goes around your calf, there's 3 enclosures that keep it completely enclosed around your calf. The reason we do that is, especially if you're using a saw with a long bar, and if you're doing some thinning and things like that, sometimes you may have the saw close to the ground, or you're slashing and different things like that. The bar could come in contact with lower extremity, typically the left leg, because you're using the saw in a right-handed application, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you would have contact, you could potentially have contact with the left leg. So in the case of a chap like this, when the chain is turning in this direction, so when the saw chain is moving this way, what it tends to want to do if it comes in contact with that cover is it rotates the chap around. So what it could do there potentially is open up the part of your leg once the chap rolls.
Yeah.
Right. So in a case like the wrap chap, you have full coverage 360 degrees around your calf. So if it does come in contact and it rolls, it's just going to roll it, but you still got coverage all the way around. So from a professional standpoint, the wrap chap is a great chap.
Yeah.
Right. But an apron chap, wrap chap, either chap is better than no chaps at all.
Exactly. And this is what I started out with, was an apron style chap, and I've moved to a wrap chap, and you just feel safer wearing it because you feel that wrap all the way around.
Right.
Much more confident.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And from here you can see that we've got, these are some old, this is more like a logger type of apparel, but it's a pair of bib overalls, and very heavy, a lot of chainsaw protective materials that are built into the leg area, and this was great, especially from a logger's standpoint, but created a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And the technology needed to kind of evolve a little bit. So a lot of folks use chaps because you do have a lot of openness in the back, in the back of your legs and things like that. One thing that we've evolved to now is these pants. So chainsaw protective pants. So they're kind of fashionable, if you will.
Yeah.
They're they have vents. They have Cordura material right here. So if you happen to be on the ground, you're not scraping holes in the knees and things like that. But you have pockets. It's a great piece of PPE, and they're kind of color coordinated with some of our logo types and things like that. But this is a new piece, and we're getting a lot of play with these.
Yeah, it's a good looking pair of pants, definitely.
It is.
And I think a lot of guys don't wear chaps just because they're goofy looking at times.
Right.
And they want to be cool, and that looks a lot cooler than a pair of chaps.
Yeah, and cool is the word too, because the venting we've got into this. You can wear this chap and still be comfortable, so it's not so hot like you would have with a pair of overalls.
Yeah, you get real hot in the summer here in South Carolina.
Absolutely. Taking that one step further, we talked about chaps. What we didn't talk about was why. So if you could take a look at some of these are different examples of some different chaps that are out there on the market, and you have different layers of material. A lot of folks will think that Kevlar is the material that is doing the chainsaw stopping, right? And Kevlar, especially like in this one right here, you can see the yellow cords. Those are Kevlar cords. But what you'll see the most of is all of this white material. Like this pair here is 5 layers. This pair is 6 layers. This is a 9-layer pair. So it all depends on what the manufacturer is specifying for that particular pair of chaps. But the result is the same, because the chainsaw, once it comes in contact with this, the teeth grab this material and pull it out, and it's very, very hard, very durable. So it gets wrapped up into the bar and on the drive sprocket, and will stop the saw almost immediately in most cases. So this is not a guarantee that you won't get hurt or a guarantee that you won't get cut, but I can promise you that it will lessen the severity in a dramatic fashion.
Oh, I don't doubt it a bit.
So chainsaw chaps, it's probably the best insurance that you can utilize. You'll spend maybe, I don't know, $125 on this pair here, $135. I'm not quite sure exactly what the cost of the pants are, but it's far less. It's far less than the trip to the emergency room.
Without a doubt. And then the recovery time.
All the pain and suffering, you wouldn't want to experience that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that about wraps it up for the Chaps, and I got to say thank you so much for doing this, because I have learned a ton of information here, and I can definitely say before it's over, I'm going to end up with a pair of those pants, because I want to be able to run and play with my son like my dad ran and play with me, and that's going to definitely help guarantee it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, if the whole purpose here was just to draw awareness to the safety aspects of using a chainsaw, and Chaps are definitely a part of it. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. And hopefully this helps you guys make a decision when you go out to buy Chaps. You definitely need to buy them. It's worth it. It's not worth the pain and suffering and recovery that you'll go through if you get a cut. Don't be stupid, be smart, get you a pair of Chaps, guys. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button to get notified when we post new videos, and that's about it. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.
Saw safe.